You're about to watch an excerpt from a longer presentation. So now go watch a short clip. We will then cut them from the longer presentation for make it maybe easy.
So this one of the images for the Cameroon journalist, a professional journalist who have been a critic of this war, because Martinez Zogo.
We found the body lying down. We did not know that it was really Martinez's body. We didn't know. We even wondered about who could come and make this problem for us, because the...
So I want make una follow this story very well. This Martinez Zogo, he be a social critic, a critic for the war. Now, one of those people that really criticize the war, and he get a very important radio station, FM for Yaoundé. When at the years on time, I used to tell when I say we get information for Yaoundé radio stations. Mr. Martinez Zogo, a program, he been one of those programs the way he always give we very good insight on which way they happen for the regime, especially during the time for that Grand National Dialogue. He will be very transparent, highly smart guy, very investigative, and the only reason we then target for Kili now because this Amogu Belinga, he report Martinez Zogo, saying a person will be against the war. These are the people that are bringing problem to the regime. Because as a journalist, person will run a media organ, he follow the day-to-day management of the population, news, and all this type of debate where they go on. That is how this young man was killed. Let's listen to the narrative of what happened on that.
Maestro, look at the sadness you're leaving us with. My God, we will be encouraged to continue this dignified profession in the way that you are departing. Well, I don't think so. It is inadmissible that someone is abducted in front of a gendarmerie and that they go 5 days without being found, only to be found dead. This means that we are without the responsiveness of our law enforcement and security forces. Cameroon's National Journalists Union has condemned the assassination and urged media workers to wear black on January 25.
So this is a very bad thing that happened. A journalist killed for doing journalist work. Nothing other than that. Just for reporting the news the way it is. This young man was brutally murdered, as according to the report you heard. So this one are the natural reaction. The traditional chiefs then come up there for the place where they bury, where they can't discover a dead body. And this is where they get them for talk up.
Notre fils, sous le nom de Martinez Zogo, a été assassiné sauvagement, torturé, sodomisé, mutilé, atrocement et jeté comme un animal en ce lieu.
So when I hear exactly the barbarism and the wicked and evil nature of this regime, according to the chief, where they don't see the dead body for their picking, it talks say the way they take and kill their picking, then sodomize it, that means then do it that kind of bad thing. If you imagine who can kill somebody in this manner, sodomize it very well. For people they don't know what the meaning of sodomize. That means say man picking they use their canals for rape, then torture it in a very severe manner, carry their body, can't dump them for day. And it talks say this type of killing, it remember them the time where the La Republique they fight their war of independence after independence. How they be treat the Maquisards. Now the same modus operandi so they use them for kill this particular Martinez Zogo. That very wicked and devilish way for kill their son. Now wait till that way it report them.
Population de la Lequier par notre voix demande que justice lui soit rendue.
So the traditional leader them for a village, then be very clear with their word, and they know exactly who they blame for a death. They blame na Paul BIYA himself for the action for his security forces them, because now the Paul BIYA them put these security forces in place where they that end up for begin do it where they do one with Martinez. When a regime it allowed the assassination of political opponents, of opposition leaders, the killing of activists, banning of nationalism, what else do you expect? So I want you to listen perfectly to this narrative so that you know exactly what is going on when we bring the leaked audios.
Vu l'humiliation que nous avons endurée, vu le défi qui a été lancé aux Etoudi, Manguissa et Bachenga dans leur ensemble, décidons. Le lundi 30 janvier prochain est déclaré Lequier mort.
So now here, then declare ghost town. Then consider the death for the killing of one of their son, Martinez Zogo, as a humiliation and a suffering for all the Eton and Bachanga people, and the people then for Mangisa. You get now these three villages away they look like one people. Mangisa people, Eton people them, and Bachanga people. I think many of them are taxida for Yaoundé. Na po the is sell land for that area. So then take the death of one of their son as an insult and humiliation for their whole community and the whole of Lekie. And then talk say they then declare ghost town. So make the understand. Say when we for Ambazonia, they be kill Sam Soya, butcher a head, man when a store man. Where that same gendarmerie they be know is in a man way the only problem I say be the same banger. If they do his small work, you might be pregnant, they can't cut the head. We too, if talk say we go declare lockdown, ghost town for the whole Ambazonia. Because we be see that pain like a pattern where attack all with the so-called Anglophones. It will be an attack for our community. Just like the killing of Martinez Zogo be considered like an attack for all Eton and Bachanga people. The whole Lake region. And then be blamed now who? The Cameroon president himself. So the Nofi talk say they don't understand our pain. Say over 30,000 of our people them Wazizi. You get penterence, you get the one the way they live for prison today. When I teach them, say it no go pain with the same way. So make some Ambazonia no doubt itself say you be on the wrong side, you be on the right side. For fight against this regime, for the injustice and the killing and murdering of over 30,000 of our people and the burning of over 500 villages. Now the same pain and now the same expression, that way we will get them. So it be understandable.
Le chef traditionnel et des populations de la Lequier fera le déplacement dans votre village pour assister aux.
So now here, then decides to go carry that Martinez body with the traditional leader them and population for that village. Go bury them from Vomeka for place where they say me Paul BIYA he take that body. Now for sure now who be responsible. Now, for the case of Zogo, where the physical evidence be there for the dead body, except the wounds of torture and the manner where they kill you, where if you indicate who then kill you. But for the case for Wazizi, all evidence every day because lawyer testify say he go for they go see he call it. So if you check that lawyer phone for see whether he be call it true, if you go to that particular police station, you catch them, who will be in charge, who will be responsible, you go fit easily narrow down who be key somewhere Wazizi. But no investigation was not done because he was an Ambazonian, somebody who have been assimilated, some people whose culture needs to be banned and all things like that. But in this case, the Cameroon president himself launched an investigation. We know the reason that he launched this investigation is because he wants to strip these special security forces away from the political leadership that are leading them. That is why today you do not hear the people who kill him. They are just being suspect. They are arrested for suspicion of torture. Why they go torture some person so the person die? Then the people the way they arrest them, they need to charge them for murder, but they charge them for torture. According to the audio them way, would the say one of the person where it torture part of the team of 10 commando the way they torture Martinez. You get Jean-Pierre, you get Colonel Raymond Etoudi, where a testimony then be classified. You get Bruno Benjing, where a testimony it then be classified. But from the information we get from the investigation, it shows that it will be ordered by that businessman when a strong Paul BIYA ally and the propagandist Amugu Belinga. When I remember that family in Belinga, now the same person will be the try for bribe me and Lucas Asu. So these are people who are working for BIYA. When you listen for an interview in the campaign, Semi Paul BIYA declare harder punishment for Ambazonia them, including genocide. Now for sure, and I said these are the people who speak for Paul BIYA. I'm going to give you the leaked audio so that you know exactly video to remind you of the assassination that these people have carried on. There have never been an investigation because they know that they work for Paul BIYA and the interest of the regime in carrying out such assassination. But make no mistake, Paul BIYA is not doing us any favor, but he has exposed and provided evidence for the crimes of against humanity that they have been committing with impunity for the past years.
The lifeless body of the Bishop of Bafia, Jean-Marie Benoit Bala, declared missing last Tuesday, was pulled out of the waters of River Sanaga around midday today. Sources say the body was found in a creek near Monatele, a downstream locality from the Sanaga bridge, where the bishop's car was found.
It was at midday this Friday.
So this bishop, as you guys know, Jean-Pierre Bala, the Bishop of Bafia, who was assassinated early in this struggle for preaching against the war and on social justice on the pulpit. He was assassinated by the same ring of killers in Yaoundé. His vehicles was driven 10 miles away from his home, and the autopsy that was after his body was discovered showed that his body had been in that river for only 4 hours. After he was being searched for days and days, his body was discovered there. According to villagers, it was even dropped by helicopter. His vehicle was parked across under the bridge with a suicide note written there that Je suis dans l'eau. This shows you the exact nature of
the corpse of the Bishop of Bafia, Jean-Marie Benoit Bala, was taken out of River Sanaga. It was found by this fisherman of fire and rescue unit. The corpse was received on the banks of the river by the apostolic nuncio to Cameroon, Piero Piopu, the president of the Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, Samuel Cleda. Emotions were high as many could not hold back their tears.
good people that Paul BIYA have just
security forces hushed down all cameras. 15 minutes later, solemn faces emerged from the morgue.
Corpse was found around 8 o'clock. And an autopsy has to be conducted, and after that, the corpse will be handed over to the hierarchy of the church.
So this is how he was killed. He was also mutilated in the same manner, violated sexually by the Cameroon Secret Service. There's another bishop who have just died, priest who have just died 2 days ago. He was also trapped in the same manner, called away from his house to go and look for someone who was sick, and was driven away and was killed in the same manner. So this killing by these people have been going on, including in Ambazonia. If you remember, Reverend Alexander Sop was also assassinated. And then at that time, at that very early stage, they turned and they tried to blame it on Ambazonian fighters. Let me bring you the video of, he was killed in 2018 by the Cameroon military
on the right by 2 persons of the same height. 2. The bullet on the left side of the chest passed through his body and came out from the back, while the bullet on the right side of the chest had no outlet behind. 3. The point of entry of the bullet on the left side of the rifle, not a locally made gun or a pistol. Finally, the bullet received from the body came from the shot on the right chest of father. We need the service of a ballistic expert to determine whether the bullet that passed through the left side of the chest was similar to that retrieved from the body, so as to determine whether or not it was shot by one person. The church is interested to know the person who killed father. Because of that, a case has been established. The judicial police have already started the proceedings. We pray that we know the victim so that justice may be done. But keep on praying that
no justice have been done, no justice will be done, because this is how the Cameroon military operate. They go around, they assassinate priests who speaks about social justice or speaks against the war, who do not toe the line. They assassinate you. They don't hide it. So these people have been killing priests, killing journalists, killing influential people that speaks up for the people. And you remember, even on one case, Reverend Thaddeus Bacon also was spared just because there was a video that recorded his arrest in Boya as well. If you remember, he was tortured by the Cameroon military men dragged to be slaughtered as well, and was rescued just because there was somebody who secretly recorded the video and released outside. You could see Cameroon military men coming to harass a priest, Reverend Tobias Bacon, for nothing. Unarmed person. You send this amount of military people to torture a priest, drag him there, and we have seen this type of killings going on for a long time, including Cardinal Tumi, Christian Karina, who gave Paul BIYA the special status, who worked for him with his agency to make sure that the special status came about, which was empty and was nothing. He too was assassinated. How do I know that Cardinal Tumi was assassinated? Because he has a driver who always worked with him. It is the driver's WhatsApp that he used to communicate with me several times. And with many people, he doesn't communicate with people directly. He uses the driver's WhatsApp to communicate with people. And when he died, I watched the video of his dead body and how it was being turned around by the Francophones who were around there. And I was surprised, but where is his driver? He's always with him in good or bad times. And I called the driver to interview him, and he said, I don't want to talk about that. Because he could not say what really happened with Cardinal Tumi. He was sophisticated with a pillow by the Cameroon Secret Service for doing one thing, for establishing what Ambazonians want. We had disagreement with Cardinal Tumi. We criticized him a lot. And the reason why I criticized him was because despite the fact that he has established what the people want and what the people have defined as their problem, he did not stand to push it. He did not advocate or militate for the people. He just simply established it, and he was actually for federation. But still, that did not keep him alive. So that should tell our people. Let me bring you the video of the dead body of Cardinal Tumi so that you see for yourself what happened to Christian Karina Tumi, and it will wonder you, what was all this Francophone Secret Service doing there? So this is his body. They wanted to humiliate him because he was an Ambazonian, a big figure. Despite our controversy with him, he was a big figure that they want to take away from us. Listen.
Dégage les trucs là. On va attacher. Parce qu'il faut des cordes à l'intérieur.
After I examine this video, you realize that there is no medical support to Cardinal Tumi before he died. There is no loved one, neither is his driver, who also doubled down as his hand, was not in his presence before he died. They had removed everybody, removed every medical assistance in that area before Cardinal Tumi died. That is why you could hear it was a security Cameroon agent telling the nurse what to do with the body. That is an indication that the nurse only came into that room after he was dead already. And you are hearing them talking about French. These are not the people who surround Cardinal Tumi when he was growing up. So this was also an assassination of Cardinal Tumi, and I'll tell you why. So you can hear clearly, and I'll give you the reason why Cardinal Tumi was assassinated by Paul BIYA. It was because of the AGC work in terms of establishing what our people want. It's not that he even advocated for our people, but just for establishing through research work what our people want got him killed.
Referring there to marginalization, which the president said in his speech that, or he gave the impression that there is no marginalization, because according to him, the fact that prime ministers have been appointed from Cameroon since 1991, I think so, that means there's no marginalization.
The president said that, but if the people who propose, let them explain themselves. How are you marginalized?
And that has been interpreted as denying the Anglophone problem, refusing the Anglophone problem by saying that there's no marginalization.
No, that's not the problem.
Whereas there are complaints of the fact that the president of the republic is Francophone, the president of the Constitutional Council, the second personality,
yes,
the president of the Senate, the president of the National Assembly, and then the PM is at the fifth position. These are some of the elements that have been added to.
All that will come on the table, and we'll see how to come out of it. They have to listen to the Anglophones. There's a problem.
No, the form of the state.
The form of the state. You know, in our questionnaire to Anglophones, we try to influence the Anglophone opinion, but we did not succeed. Therefore, it shows how deep the problem is.
When you say you try to influence,
we try to influence.
How?
Good question. When we said, what form of government do you think can solve this problem? Federation, for example, decentralization, as we are trying to live it now. I think just about 4 or 5 people reacted out of 1,000. 69% of Anglophones said absolute. The word they used, many use was absolute separation. That is to say, secession. What? Who was taken aback?
Secession was not on the questionnaire. You had federalism and decentralization.
Yes.
And they ignored the two.
But then we said, have you any other proposition to make? We left it open. Have you other proposition? But many said in the questionnaire, acting on outside the questionnaire, said we should have proposed also a referendum. They said, no, a referendum is not a form of state, form of government.
And when you look at that reaction, what do you read within the lines? What would you conclude is the stand of?
We drew the conclusion. We drew the conclusion because we have a document now, the causes, the propositions of those who reacted to our questionnaire, about 1,000 people, and then our own, what we think. For those who reacted to our questionnaire, 69% are convinced that if we want to love each other, that is to say, if the Anglophones and Francophones want to live as brothers and sisters, absolute separation on the level of government, that is important.
And that is what sounds like a taboo.
Our position is that everything should be put on the table. There should be no taboo. That's our own position. But not that it is our own, not that we are saying that we should absolute separation, but we say whatever the opinion is, let us listen to him. But
secession should be on the table of discussion in the national dialogue.
Let them try to convince us. If they convince us, we should take it. If it's convincing. That is why I think personally.
Are you saying that if the people who are standing for secession convincingly present their point of view, President Paul BIYA should accept to separate Cameroon?
Of course.
Is it feasible?
It's possible since it is human.
So Cardinal Tumi was also assassinated, and I have a long list of priests that have been assassinated by Paul BIYA, and this is ring of murderers. And I'll read some of them out. They say on Monseigneur Jean Kanu of the Diocese of Bamayo, and Abbot Kanu, and Kiyu Monseigneur Kiyu were brutally killed with their eye removed in Mbalmayo in 1994. In 1984, Paul BIYA also ordered the assassination of Abbe Bernard Zombo from the East Diocese in La République du Cameroon. You have in 1991, Abbe Joseph Mbassi was also mutilated. You have in 1992, Monseigneur Mve Plome was also killed and mutilated. 1992, all of these cases are cases where they came in, they removed them from their house, deceived them and dragged them away. You have Father Amugu in Simaleng, who was also murdered. And then in 1995, when interviews were being published about Ereng BIYA, the priest that Ereng BIYA always confesses her sin to is called Reverend Alberta Mver. He was also strangled and assassinated. You have in 2001, Abbot Apollinia Claude Ndi, a priest, was also mutilated. The list goes on and on. So the Catholic Church is aware of this assassination and they know why Paul BIYA is assassinating these people. That is why they made it a point that after the assassination of the Bishop of Bafia, his replacement was appointed to a higher institution by Pope Francis. So the nature of the regime that we face and the beasts that are the killer of our people, this system put in place is alive and well. These are the hands of the butchers that kills our people, and they continue to be a problem to us. Thanks to the infighting in La République, they have exposed themselves. And as we said, nothing hides forever. If we can learn from other African countries and other dictators around the world, Paul BIYA days will come to an end, and there will be more revelation about what he is doing. And for all those who seek to partner with him, because it will benefit them politically and financially, they are living on blood money. Have no admiration of such people. They are evil. What you see here are the faces of the devil.